So you want to take a sick photo of your watch, but you have the videography skills and the photo taking abilities of a 56-year-old man on Facebook. Today we're going to explore how to take the perfect photo, either for resale purposes or just to show off to your friends online. Let's check this out together. Now, the ideal day to take your photos is a nice cloudy day. Let me show you what we're working with today. It's nice and cloudy, and you want to find a windowsill in your house, much like this. If you don't have a windowsill, set up a table as close as you possibly can to your window, and I will show you. You don't need any special equipment for this photo taking session, just a couple of props, and you'll be good to go. Let me show you how this works. Let me show you what I use for props, as well as I'll give you some tips and tricks on what you could use for props. So let's get into that real quick. If it's not a nice cloudy day like this, high noon is the best time to take it. You don't want to take it when the sun's directly coming into your window or the sun's exactly, setting behind you. You want it kind of either high noon or a cloudy gray day. And the first thing you're going to need for your picture taking skills is a beautiful backdrop. Now, what I did was I went to Home Depot and I stole a sample. This actually was just a free sample of a backsplash that I was looking to get. I got one free sample, and this one seems to do a lot of great, it seems to be a great backdrop for my photos. Now, the reason why is because you got mixtures of grays and blues and whites and everything in there, and it really kind of makes it look like it's in a luxurious environment, which I can show you later on. The next thing you need for your photos or videos are a plant. Go ahead and steal a plastic plant from your house. I know your wife probably has one. I know I have one myself. Go ahead and steal a plant, something kind of fun, something floral, something beautiful, and use that as well. Now, you can use a myriad of different props. I use a vintage wallet that my grandfather gave me, some binoculars, and a rope that I actually stole from the girl I have chained up downstairs. So you can use pretty much whatever you'd like as background props, if you will. It doesn't really matter. Just find stuff around the house. I'm sure you have a bunch of stuff laying in a junk drawer, whatever that may be. Go ahead and use it. It can be jewelry. It can be pretty much anything. But it's always good to have a few props lying around. You just don't want it on a plain, boring backdrop right there. You want it to be kind of spiced up, look like it's in an environment of some sort. Now, you can place these however which way you want. You can have it looping over the wallet, however you want. There's no right or wrong reason. You just want to make sure you leave enough room for your watch. The next thing you need is the watch you are going to be taking videos of. Another thing that I highly, highly recommend is getting one of these puppies. Now, if you don't have one of these puppies, not to worry. I can show you different poses that you can put your watch in. However, one of these puppies, it just comes off of the plastic thing that you use to display your watches. You just use this and kind of loop it around, whether you have a stainless steel watch bracelet or a leather watch strap. It doesn't matter. Just kind of put the watch in there. That way you can balance it perfectly where you have... I can show you what I'm talking about because right now I'm not speaking English. But I got to switch you guys over to screen recorder mode. So give me a few seconds and so you can see exactly what I do. But this is basically the staging area, all right? You want enough sunlight coming down to where it's not too bright. You want no lights on in the background, foreground, nothing. You want it completely off of the natural light coming in. And I can show you that in a few seconds, how beautiful this watch is going to look. Give me a second. Now I'm in screen recorder mode, and you're going to want to switch to your photo app. And it doesn't really matter what phone you have. It really does not matter whatsoever. What the hell is happening over there? Oh, never mind. It doesn't really matter what phone you use, an iPhone, an Android. I'm using an Android right now. My Android is one of the newer models, so I can't sit here and say it's an older model, but it doesn't really matter what you use. But basically what you're going to want to do is, give me 1 second. What you're going to want to do is place that plastic thing in your watch like so, and lean it in the photo right there. So you can have it facing this way, you can have it leaning up against that thing, you can have it pushed this way, however you want to have it. It's completely up to you. I like to start off like this. Now, you're in your camera app. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, You can go all the way out, but I like to keep it either a 1 or a 2. Now, a 1 is for far away details, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tap the screen. When that, it's different on Android and Apple, but you're going to want to see, you're going to want to lock it exactly where the face is. And then you want to darken this camera a little bit. Darken it just enough to make it look like that. Now you're going to get these lines. See these lines? If you get these lines around the image, you know you're doing something great. It's the same for Android and for Samsung. Now you're going to want to press that photo. And bada bing, bada boom. What do we got here? We have a world-class photo. Look at how beautiful that is. That thing is sharp. That thing is beautiful. Now you're saying, Billy, it's a little dark for my taste. All right, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the watch into some more light. You're then going to want to do the same thing you just did. And you're going to want to keep that brightness and leave it alone. And you're going to take that photo. And bada bing, bada boom. Look what we got there. But now you're saying, oh, Bill, there's too much of a reflection on it now. Oh, okay, great. So you're going to want to position it just a little bit out of that light so that you still get that beautiful reflection. But you don't fuck up that right there. So what you're going to want to do is, now let's say you want to get those fine details. You're going to zoom in. You're going to keep it right there. You don't have to wait for those lines that show it, but you're going to want to lower that darkness just a little bit until you get that perfect pow shot. Now look at how beautiful this came out. This is absolutely gorgeous. Now, there's different positions. Now, you can have it in this position. You can have it straight up like this, straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Oh, oh, oh. And then you're going to want to, again, always adjust it accordingly. And look how fire that came out. Another beautiful photo, really shows off the watch. And why I like putting it near the window is it doesn't come off like hard light. It actually gives a nice, soft, natural light to the watch. Really shows off those curves, those movements. You know, it always looks better. Let's be honest, when you're looking at your watch, it always looks better outside on your wrist. You really just get a little hard looking at it. When you see it on your wrist in that natural light, you want to kind of emulate those settings. Now, you might say, oh, Bill, this is too straight. All right, now you're just going to kind of adjust it this way. You got to get really, 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 really good at adjusting these watches because they're not going to stay perfectly. I like to adjust it on an object. See how I'm using that to adjust it? And then you're going to take that photo again, and you're going to go, watcha! And you got yourself another photo. I mean, it's not the most perfect photo, but you can play around with it. That's the beauty of all this. You can literally play around with it. Do you want it off of this stupid thing? Do you want it leaning on these cool binoculars? You can do that. Do you want it leaning on, wherever you want to put the watch, you can put the watch. The ball is in your court. Do you want it hidden in the bush? You can hide it in the bush. Here we go. Let's watch this. A bush shot, something you guys are used to seeing. Bush shot, boom. Now you're saying, oh, Bill, you forgot to do that. I did forget to do that. You are 100% right. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to make sure I get it right at the logo. I like to aim it directly at the face or the logo. Now look at this. Watcha! Look at how much nicer that looks over this photo. Tell me it doesn't look 10 times nicer. You really get to see the metal. You really get to see the shadows, the darkness, the hues. Everything about it is just a 10 out of 10 photo. Now, this is what I like to use to take some of the best photos possible, and I can kind of show you. Let me show you some of my photo taking skills. So we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna show you some of my photos taking skills. So you just saw that watch. Here we go. This is a good example of my photos. Here we go. Some good examples of this exact watch that you're seeing. If you want to see more, I certainly can show you. Now, these aren't my best work because if you look, the light was coming in. Like I said, you want to do it at high noon or a cloudy day. The light was too strong on one side, and it just didn't come out the right way. You can see the complete difference. I'm glad we got to see that difference. Now, let me show you another great photo. You guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, look at how much cleaner that came out. Oof, oof, oof. That's one sexy photo. Now, you're wondering, Bill, I don't have really good skills when it comes to taking photos. Anyone can take photos with this method. Anyone can take photos with this method. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, half a meatball, does not matter. This is the easiest method of taking photos. You want clean, quality photos, you're going to have to use this method. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bill. I'm not a watch snob. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side.